Hey everybody, my name's Marty. I'm the creator of what you see in front of you, Vaerfel Idle. I'm going to take you through about the first 10 minutes of what we've been working on here and give you a general idea of what you're getting into. So this is character creation. You're going to be able to essentially pick a class. Right now we've got the basics: DPS, healer, tank. I'm really thinking about specializing through just the class style and then allowing you to pick abilities based around what you want to do. This will be an idle game, so you're going to send your character off and they're going to do things and you're going to come back and see what they've done. When you create your character, you get into a pretty simple tutorial. You'll see your primary view is up on the left hand side, and it's going to instruct you to explore, or essentially leave the Rusty Tavern, which is where you start. As you explore, every 6 to 10 seconds, some event will happen to you. You will find gold, you will find a health potion, you might get some experience, but eventually, at some point here soon, you will stumble across an enemy. And it's essentially an auto battle system. You've got abilities that your character will use if they have enough mana and given the right conditions are met. In this case, we're playing a healer. So once their health reaches under a certain threshold, you're going to essentially see them heal. I'm actually working on heal animations, or just basic sprite animations for them now. And we're getting there, guys. We're really doing stuff. Every zone has different enemies, different things to find. There's different craftables that essentially. My whole idea behind all of Vaerfel is for it to be a community-driven, sort of ever-shifting, changing idle environment. As you're fighting these mobs, you're contributing to zone quests. These quests give you tokens, and you can use these tokens to purchase things back at the shop. On top of that, you'll get experience, you'll get gold. And then as more and more mobs are killed in a zone, you'll see up there that there's those kind of mobs sitting off on the left-hand side of the map. You can challenge these zone raid bosses, essentially. And anyone can challenge them with you. Any amount of parties can go up against these guys. And actually, each zone has its own legendary set of armor that you will have to kill legendary mobs from that only spawn after, say, you kill 1 million mobs in this zone. And this is communal. After 1 million mobs have been killed by every... something like that. So, essentially, the fights can take a little while here. You're level 1. You don't have any good equipment or gear. You're out there, you're trying your best, but eventually, you will kill that mob, or you will get killed. Likely you will kill that mob. And we got a epic drop on there, which was wild. I didn't script that. That's completely random, which was really cool. And it geeked me out when I was recording. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to rush it, yes! Anyway, so... exploration is one of the things you can do. You can also gather, which is what this is showing you now. The longer you gather, the more materials that you're going to get, the higher likelihood of getting rare or epic materials, even. I think it only goes to uncommon and rare right now. And essentially, you'll stop the gathering, you'll get equipment, get your materials. The zones also have specific areas, dynamic areas that will spawn that give you better rewards depending on what they're spawning for. In this case, this is a gathering frenzy, or I think an herbalism frenzy. So anyone who is trained in herbalism who's gathering at this particular frenzy, well, I don't even think you have to be trained in herbalism. It'll just give you more of the herbalism-based stuff. That's actually worth thinking about. I need to dive into that a little bit. But yeah, essentially zones have different dynamic events that will increase loot drop rates or anything else. As characters complete those zone quests as well, zone quests will give zone-wide benefits such as increased loot, drop rate, experience, gold, and those will last for a period of time, and they're stackable. If enough people are in one zone all doing the quests and staying there, the chances of loot go up, or at least the type of loot or anything else. These are all tunable mechanics that, as meta gameplay emerges, I will be adjusting, but you know how that goes. When we traveled back to our tavern, we actually got ambushed along the way. So we're fighting off this ambush real quick before we get back to our plaza or market square. Once we do that, you'll see that there's somebody working on a project. Actually, they're trying to get the workshop constructed, and they're going to be getting paid for that. The longer you construct a project, an active, engaging project in the world, you're going to get the zone tokens for that, and you're going to be able to use those tokens to buy equipment or to even buy a housing plot. There's going to be player housing. There technically is player housing already. It's going to kind of be a gateway to the farming profession, which, if you remember Farmville back in the old days, that's really what I'm thinking. You're going to be able to farm your own materials, and eventually there's going to be a food system and fishing and all this other stuff. I have so many ideas for this game, it hurts. But essentially, it's all in real time as well. If there's somebody in the tavern, like there's another character that's in the tavern, that is another person's character. That is someone who has either have them idle, or they might be actively working on something, crafting something. Anyway, that's the shop. There's different types of equipment. You can buy 2 pieces of equipment per hour. It refreshes once an hour, sort of like a Borderlands-style loot approach. And I'm just so excited, guys. Like, genuinely, I don't know... I've always wanted a big group community sort of MMO, where, I mean, these days we just don't have time to do raids in the evenings, or I don't. I've got 2 kids and a wife, and, you know, life is a little bit too much in the evenings to be sitting there dedicating that. And I know other people still can and do, but for those of us who want to just send our characters out through the dungeons in the evenings, we can now. So that's the goal, that's the hope, that's the dream. We've got a party system you can invite multiple people with. We've got crafting, we've got different professions, we've got profession specialties, hub shrines that help give benefits and bonuses to crafting. Different zones have different crafting bonuses. So, like, if, for example, you wanted to be a particularly good crafter of this, like, niche equipment, you could build your house in this different zone that then gives you a percentage bonus to what you're trying to craft. That's some of the player housing stuff right there. And you'll see the different percentage benefits or bonuses that this zone has to offer. There's really just... I didn't realize that when you start developing a game yourself, you can make all the mechanics how you want to. I'm writing this pretty much from the ground up. Engine, front end, back end, it's all there. It's all there. And some of the mechanics that would normally be difficult, I don't know. I mean, like, player housing for me in this system has been pretty easy, and figuring out how to make impactful gameplay in the face of hands-off is really what I'm aiming for here. We're going to eventually have some mini games, and it's going to shift and evolve over time, but you can play this now on your mobile, on your desktop. It's all browser-based. There's no app wrapper for it yet. There's going to be localized economies. It's going to take time to travel between zones. I'm really excited to start working on end-game raids and 20, 30, 40-person encounters that are going to need multiple different types of abilities that every class can only have one or two of. You get an active ability, you get a passive ability. I don't want to fill up your bars. I want everyone to be special and unique. You're special, guys. And I want to emphasize the importance of building and mixing and matching. Like, we've got a Diablo-style loot system. We've got different archetypes of weapons that benefit different playstyles. If you want to be a bloodthirsty tank who's frontlining, you can do that. We got ambushed in the elemental wilds when we were traveling and died, and then resurrected at the nearby hub. This is just the beginning, y'all. This is beta. This is where I want our gameplay loops to really start fleshing out and evolving. And I want your feedback. I can't do this without y'all. We have a YouTube, we have a Discord, we have a Threads. I need to do an X or a Twitter, or call it whatever you want, but I'm just excited to be here. Join us, follow along, and now pick up your quest and begin as well. See y'all.